notion that there's gold in them there hills convinced early pioneers to rush westward in the hopes of staking their claim. Fueled by similar instincts, 48 of North America's premier long drivers made their way to Mesquite, Nevada, with intentions of hitting it big. Tonight, our 6 finalists, including defending champion Jason Zuback, will set the night sky ablaze as they fire away from the jackpot. The hunt is on, and the champion takes home $50,000. The 1997 Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Welcome to Mesquite, Nevada, Nevada's diamond in the desert, the home for this 1997 Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Happy holidays and hi again, everybody. I'm Jim Kelly. You know, this championship has really been the culmination of a real-life, a true-to-life grassroots effort, the largest in all of North America, as the competition is kind of crisscrossed back and forth. Speaking of competition, that's exactly what any of you watching at home can do. Try to qualify next year at any one of the 200 sites that Remax has selected as qualifying locations. 5,328 started, and tonight the finals with over $200,000 in prize money up for grabs. A pleasure, as always, to welcome back our good friend Mike Abbott, the director of golf at Rancho San Marcos Golf Club out in Santa Barbara. Why do you love this sport so much?
Well, just the fact that people can stand up there and smash it. And I think everybody at home likes watching people smash it. Well, what's really happened over the last few years is technology has played a huge role in bringing a lot of people into the sport. And now the way things are set up, if you think you can get it out there 350 and plus, well then you go to the districts and you go to the sectionals, and maybe you can be one of the 48 that hit under the lights here, because it's got to be a great thrill for anybody who loves golf and loves to hit it hard.
Everybody seems to enjoy the grip it and rip it philosophy right now. Remax, as you know, has long been the big hitter in real estate. The prize money is up. The competition gets better. The technology keeps changing, and a lot of drama about to unfold.
Oh, it's going to be a great competition, a wonderful field this year. But, you know, when you watch tonight, everybody at home's thinking, okay, the way I hit it further is I swing slower, and that allows me to hit it further. Well, just sit back and watch these fellas unload. And what you also see is not only do they combine that speed of 160 plus, but they all have great balance, so it should be a great competition.
You bet. Ideal conditions for the competitors to take advantage. The desert air, slightly downhill downwind, and the high desert altitude all add up to increased distances, usually in the 30 to 40-yard neighborhood. Let's meet tonight's finalists.
The 1995 champion, Sean the Beast Pfister, is back and ready.
And the 1990 champion, Frank Miller.
It really speaks to the strength of the field. 4 out of the 6 finalists are past champions.
This guy has had a ball all week.
Vince Ciurleo, just happy to be there.
And the defending champion, Jason Zuback, the Canadian.
Jason has a great chance to defend his title. First player since 1977 when Evan Williams did it.
And how about this guy, the professional wrestler and bodybuilder?
Jerry James, Mr. Health Nut. Look out for him.
And look out, too, for the 1993 champion, Brian Pavlik.
One of the great swings we're going to see tonight. Great hand speed.
$50,000 right now. It's the largest prize in the history of long driving. Good job, guys, getting this far, and best of luck from here out.
Mike, as we look at the 42 non-finalists, obviously length is very important, but equally important when you do it.
In this double elimination competition is when you do it, because it's by round. John Colborn hit it 430 in an early round, didn't advance to the finals. So it's really, you have a clean slate when you start each round.
Mike Dunaway, 6 for 6. He averaged 375 but only made it to the quarters. And, of course, the reverse can work, like with Vince.
Vince Ciurleo, I mean, he just looked for one ball that got him in, and he picked his moments and timed it just right, and now he's in the finals.
Well, how do all these competitors in the Remax North American Long Drive Championship hit it so far? Long driver and PGA professional John Lindeman offers his insight on what you can expect to see tonight.
You have to have a pretty decent golf swing to hit the ball long. I mean, there's some key elements there that must be intrinsic in your swing to hit it long. And And if you look, there's different variations to it, but from waist high to contact, everyone has a strong release, and that's where the power is coming from. We all have different leg movements. Some of us have different shoulder movements, but when those hands are coming into the ball, it's very similar in motion. We're going from a basically a parallel to contact swing. There's a lot of power in the release, and that's what everyone is very consistent with throughout the field.
That's what they'll be trying to do as the action heats up when we come right back to the Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Tonight's championship competition is being brought to you by Remax. For the maximum in real estate service, look for Remax, the real estate leaders. By TaylorMade, hit longer, straighter drives with the Tie Bubble 2 and find your game. By Golf Week, America's golf newspaper. To subscribe, call 1-800-996-GOLF. And by Cutter & Buck, a top quality and fashion name in men's traditional golf wear. Mike, if you're a long drive fan here and watching at home, what should you be watching for?
We're going to see a variety of swings where the players find a swing that matches their body so that they can create
The notion that there's gold in them there hills convinced early pioneers to rush westward in the hopes of staking their claim. Fueled by similar instincts, 48 of North America's premier long drivers made their way to Mesquite, Nevada, with intentions of hitting it big. Tonight, our 6 finalists, including defending champion Jason Zuback, will set the night sky ablaze as they fire away from the jackpot. The hunt is on. The champion takes home $50,000. His pre-shot routine, well, the first thing he does is stay relaxed.
From there, he sets his whole golf swing up. He has a smooth takeaway that sets him up to where he can just smash it coming down. He tries to rip the cover off of it.
It's almost fun.
He tries to split the ball in half, doesn't he? Clubhead speed in excess of 160 miles an hour. So here we go. It's the first drive in the finals of this year's Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Again, Sean Pfister.
Pretty unique setup. You'll see him kind of squat down on his heels. And then you'll see some excessive leg movement right at the start of the swing and just kick his legs back.
If it comes back, he's going to like it.
You're almost in the trap. It might be in the trap. It's over 400.
What an opening hit.
It's in the trap. I got it.
Cleared the 400-yard mark.
405.
405. about 405 on your first shot?
I'll tell you what, going first ball, 405. Now, there's no telling how far I'll hit it now.
5 virtual free swings, huh?
Exactly. Again, in his golf swing, what you'll see is at the very end of his backswing, he'll give that little extra kick with his left leg, and that really triggers his downswing where he gets all his power from. Really squats down into it, and right there.
Headed way right. 47-inch shaft for Sean. Why is shaft length so important?
Well, what allows you to create the speed. I mean, the tremendous advances in technology that they can create such a long shaft now and still keep its stiffness. What used to happen with these long shafts is they would torque too much and the face would twist at impact. Now they've made in graphite, they've made all these advances where now it's stiffer down at the bottom of the club, and that really controls the impact.
That'll be out to the right as well. Mike, we were together back in '95 at the inaugural Remax North American Long Drive Championship. The first time the event under the lights, won by Sean Pfister.
Sean the Beast Pfister really has a golf swing based on timing. In 1995, he definitely had his timing. You see all that excessive leg movement? It's still back here in 1997, but that was the swing that won it for back then.
And the winning drive, he cranked it all the way out there. 362 yards, 1 foot. Back in Mesquite now, Sean Pfister's 4th and 5th ball were out of bounds. So 6th and final drive coming up.
What's great about the Beast is he's one of those guys that came up through the grassroots in this game. I mean, he watched long driving, he heard about it, he picked up a golf club, and he found he could create some speed and get some power. And through time, his golf swing's gotten better. He won the championship in 1995, and here he is again.
6th and final swing, and that is out of bounds to the right, but 405 and a standing ovation for Sean the Beast Pfister.
Now the mark is set for the rest of the players. They're looking for the one drive to get over 405. That's the name of the game.
And Mike, visitors to Mesquite quickly discover that the city is virtually surrounded. The notion that there's gold in them there hills convinced early pioneers to rush westward in the hopes of staking their claim. Fueled by similar instincts, 48 of North America's premier long drivers made their way to Mesquite, Nevada, with intentions of hitting it big. Tonight, our 6 finalists, including defending champion Jason Zuback, will set the night sky ablaze as they fire away from the jackpot. The hunt is on. The champion takes home $50,000. These masterpieces. As we welcome you back to this 97 Remax North American Long Drive Championship, we're in the fastest growing city in the state of Nevada, Mesquite, only 80 miles north of the famed Las Vegas Strip. Mesquite, Nevada, truly Nevada's rising star in the desert. A reminder, the finals here, a culmination of a 2-day-long qualifying process. During some of the earlier action, we saw some very impressive and powerful drives.
I think that many of us feel that it's stimulating to see fellow competitors operating at their highest level because it challenges us to move beyond our past performance and move into a higher level of achievement.
You want to see someone go out there and put a big number up there, and that gives you something that you really have to fire at. You really got to get intense when you're over the ball and let it happen.
I don't want you to go out there and hit one and say, man, I never caught it, and you beat me on a bad day. I want everybody to hit their best shot, and I want to make sure I hit a good one too when I take it.
That's a great example of this close-knit long drive fraternity, each competitor pulling for one another to do well. Here's one of the fans' favorites in earlier action, the defending champion, Jason Zuback.
Jason really shows his consistency and his true brute power as he bombed it over 400 yards in the early rounds.
And in other earlier action, he ripped one 415. The man from Alberta, Canada, right there. Plenty of Maple Leaf flags on hand tonight here in Mesquite because there's another Canadian in the field as well, Stuart Young, who talked at the top of the telecast about the grassroots nature and the scope of this event.
The field is really comprised of folks from all over the place. You don't necessarily have to be a great player to get in the long drive. What you have to be able to do is create speed, good balance, combine it with power.
And the ex-baseball player.
Dan Beaver has great hand-eye coordination from his playing days of baseball. He really uses his hands and wrists really effectively to create his power.
Power to hit one 425 earlier in the competition with that very unique leg action.
He has that sort of step-away action when he hits it, just like in his playing days of baseball again. He almost steps out of the batter's box.
Stepping up to the plate, John Colborn, who ripped one 430 earlier.
For a man of his size, what wonderful balance he has.
Technique any different than anybody else you've seen?
He just has a great, simple golf swing where he's really in control of his swing from start to finish.
Bart Hartzell from Greenville, Tennessee. What about his clubhead speed?
Tell you what, he cranks it up to about 145, 150, and he really gets it from a very steep angle of approach.
Our long drive hang time clock, sponsored by GTE Long Distance. You mentioned the steep angle of approach. As we take a look at our next competitor, Brent Surratt, what about the launch angle at impact?
Well, as we talked earlier in the show, players found golf swings to match their body. He has a flatter golf swing, which produces a lower launch angle, so he gets more roll than he does hang time.
Very low trajectory drive. Lots of roll. Some of the guys fly it 30, 40 yards further because they hit it higher, but they don't get that kind of roll. Mike, you can almost call this man Mr. Intensity.
Darrell Anderson comes here, he grinds his teeth when he hits it. He's a fighter, and it's that intensity that really focuses on to really help him produce the speeds and the power in this competition.
Why do we talk about focus so much as we watch him crank at 415?
Focus and balance, they have to be so confident in what they're trying to do, because when you're creating speeds of 150, 160 plus, that's what creates the distance, but you have to have balance to go along with that.
And clubhead speed is the key. Look at these numbers.
We can see the long drivers average about 330 in driving distance. Their speed 140.
Back to action under the lights, the 1990 champion, Frank Miller.
Frank Miller really came into the competition more confident than ever, changed his golf swing quite a bit. He's using new clubs with 7 degrees of loft, which is a big change for him.
Earlier tonight in the semifinals, he cranked one out there at 403. Now, what about the changes that Big Frank has made in his swing coming into this year's event?
In the past, Frank used to stand very close to the golf ball, and his swing was very upright. He used to keep his legs really pinched in together. Now he's moved further away to create a bigger arc, a little flatter golf swing, and he seems to be managing it quite well.
Time to manage one here. Frank's first 2 out of bounds, set for drive number 3. So many different types of grips that you see in long drive competition.
Right, typically they're on the strong side, but Frank's one of those players. Actually has a very neutral grip. He has it very much in his fingers, which really supports the type of golf swing that he makes.
It's funny when you see Big Frank out there swinging that what he thinks about while he's addressing the ball is keeping the club and the club head under control. So many of the swings sometimes seem out of control on the takeaway.
Exactly, and Frank is just a precision kind of guy. I mean, he's looking to control everything, and it's amazing that these guys can go at 160 miles an hour and try to feel like they're in control.
Oh, for his first three. Sean Pfister, the man to beat so far. And that one is wide of the mark.
Certainly what's changed over the years in long drives is you used to have these guys that just swing out of their shoes. Now what you see is these swings that are really technically great golf swings, but more importantly, they're all in balance. And to go that fast and to stay in balance is really a credit to really just how good these golf swings really are.
Frank says the takeaway and the setup is everything as far as his game is concerned at long drive.
Tries to keep everything balanced.
Fifth ball needs to come back a little bit to the left. Oh, it's close. Stay in there. Just shy of 390.
389.
389. Frank Miller on his fifth ball. He was slow in the semis getting going, but then he really uncorked one on his fourth ball.
Now here's the challenge for him. To see whether he can get the extra 10 miles an hour that's going to be required to get that ball over the 400-yard mark.
How big a factor the wind and the temperature?
Well, the wind's played a factor in the whole competition, where it's probably adding about anywhere from 30 to 50 yards on these players' shots. The coldness and having to stand around a little bit as they've gone through the semifinals maybe got some of these players a little bit stiff. Frank's a really great athlete, though, so I'm sure he warmed up sufficiently, and just a matter whether he can get one time correctly.
This is in the grid. It is center cut. The question is, how far will it roll?
381.
381.
381.
Currently in the second spot. Brentwood, California's Frank Miller. 25,000 per second, though, so he's got a good shot. One of Mesquite's most distinctive landmarks is the Casablanca Resort and Casino. Its sprawling lagoon pool, water slide, and cascading waterfall create the perfect environment for fun in the sun. If you need to unwind, the Spa at Casablanca is Nevada's only co-ed full-service desert spa. It provides unique facilities and a full range of revitalizing spa treatments. In addition, 2 outdoor mineral soaking pools are on hand to assist in the quest for total relaxation. And when it is time for business, no problem, the convention facility can accommodate up to 1,000 people. The Casablanca Resort and Casino, helping make Mesquite Nevada's rising star. Welcome back to Mesquite, Nevada, the home of the 1997 Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Mike Abbott's alongside, and our next competitor, he could almost get his own lounge act. Mike, he's had so much fun this week.
Vince Ciurleo, Vinny Love as they call him, using a 5-degree lofted driver with a titanium head. The titanium allows him to have a little less loft, but the disadvantage, less loft, means more side spin.
Look at this. Vince's road to the finals, fascinating. In round one, all 6 out of bounds. But as you said at the top, it only takes 1.
Well, that's what's unique about this double elimination format. You don't have to actually advance in the first round and go through the winner's bracket, if you will. You can make it through the loser's bracket, and that's just what Vince did.
Well, he saved his best for last. His 6th and final swing in the semis, 401 yards. So the 33-year-old from Los Angeles qualified to tonight's final 6. But he needs to get that magic back again. His first 2 out of 3 out of bounds. His second ball was in the grid, but not really a factor out there at 359. So this now is Vince's 4th swing.
See if Vince can time one here. Again, if you look at his grip, he really's got his right hand on there very strong, which produces that closed cup face. Here we go.
It's in the grid, but I'm not sure. It didn't sound like he got all of it.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? All right, baby. Let's go.
In 3rd place. Frank Miller's best was 389, and Vince hits it 386.
A little bit of an upshoot on that last one. What the players are trying to do, in simple terms, is they're trying to flatten the golf ball at impact, which actually reduces the amount of spin on the golf ball and produces distance.
What do you find unique about Vince's swing?
We've seen a lot of classic swings tonight. Vince's swing, on the other hand, is sort of all over the place. He has a closed club face, he has a bunch of moving parts, his legs are going all over the place. So he, probably more than anybody else in the competition, has to time it just right.
2 swings left. $50,000 to the winner. This one's coming back. It headed left. It's in the grid.
A lot of the players in the competition so far actually benefiting from the wind conditions. With the wind conditions being downwind, what it's actually doing is minimizing a lot of the side spin. Therefore, a lot of these guys can let it rip, and you're not going to see as much curvature from left to right or right to left. That's actually keeping the golf ball straighter.
Vincent now in his 6th and final crack at it. 386 is his personal best. Right now he sits in the 3rd spot.
Aimed way right on this one.
Starts it off to the left. He's leaning, looking, hoping, praying. Will it come back? So 386 will be the best for Vince Ciurleo.
386 won't win for Vince. But I'll tell you what, he had a great time. He got some great experience. He'll pick up a nice check.
3
down and 3 to go, and Sean Fisker is still atop the leaderboard at 405. Coming up, the defending champion Jason Zuback. Mesquite literally sits in the middle of some of the Southwest's most beautiful countryside. Among the many attractions within driving distance, Zion National Park in Utah, the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and Lake Mead and the Valley of Fire here in Nevada. Dedicated in 1935 as Nevada's first state park, the Valley of Fire currently spans 46,000 acres. Carved from sandstone during the Jurassic period, the most popular formation in this fascinating environment, appropriately named Elephant Rock. presenting sponsor of tonight's championship, BTE Long Distance, saluting the other long-distance experts here in Mesquite. Earlier tonight, the finals of the senior division. 48-year-old from Culver City, California, the defending senior champion, Michael Hooper, the first to hit.
Michael Hooper has a very interesting setup. The reason it's interesting because he has a very long shaft. He stays very crouched over so that his swing can match his body.
A little waggle there, almost like Miller Barber or Jim Furyk.
But he's kind of got a little wiggle there up at the top, and then through impact, he really tries to hold on.
His second ball was in the grid at 361. He could rip it there on his third swing, 371 for Michael Hooper. Now the man from Columbus, Ohio. He's been to 18 national finals, Chuck Hendrickson.
Chuck really never got loose tonight. Didn't have his best showing. He'll be back for year 19, though.
Next up, it was the man from Hawaii, 48 years old, Les Muramoto. He's only been right in long drive competition for 4 years.
Very unique swing in that he really takes it back pretty slow and then tries to explode through the ball. A lot like Sean the Beast Pfister.
Just shy of the 320-yard mark. Next up, a very unique story. In the past, Marty Joyce has qualified for this event, both left and right-handed. Talk about power both sides of the plate.
Well, Marty has been around for a long time. In the early rounds, he really bombed one out there like 390. But in the finals, could only get one out there just shy of 360, and that won't win him this year.
Well, as you said, it just takes one. The oldest in the competition here in the seniors division, the oldest finalist, the man from Houston, Texas, 52 years of age, Roger Capon.
Roger just looking for that one ball to get in the grid. First 5 balls out. Last ball, 364. That actually will move him in second place, though.
That is a tremendous final effort on the last swing. 364 yards for the oldest in the senior division finals. 2 straight years, Remax has sponsored the senior division. 2 straight years, Michael Hooper has been crowned champion. His drive in excess of 371 yards. As you look at the entire senior field, you have to be 45 to qualify. Truly a grassroots effort for the seniors, going from sea to shining sea.
45 years plus, bombing it out there at 370. Do you think you can join these fellows? Try to qualify next year.
And come here and try to unseat Michael Hooper. Earlier tonight, the Pinnacle Extreme $1 million long drive. An opportunity for an amateur to test his length and accuracy. A drive rolling through the center zone worth a cool $1 million. The lucky contestant was Wyckoff, New Jersey's Jim Reynolds. And before he teed it up, I asked his coach, Art Sellinger, what they'd been working on.
From a mechanical standpoint, all we've really worked on is for Jim to commit to the finish of his golf swing. We've worked on his through swing, and we're working on him just to get his belt buckle to the target and let that golf club go, and he is on track and he's ready to do it.
Pure fundamentals for Jim. Really gets his shoulders aimed good, his feet aimed correctly, everything matched up, makes a great swing at it.
Listen to the crowd root him on. How many amateurs get a chance to win $1 million? He missed the mark wide to the left, but he had a great run. I had a chance to ask him what he thought about on the tee moments ago.
Actually, I was thinking belt buckle. Exactly what my coach and friends here told me to do, and I just pulled it. I thought it would come back a little bit. But, hey, it was a fun thing to do.
Do you have a word, maybe a paragraph, just to describe the entire experience, what it's been like?
It's been living a fantasy the last few days. I cannot express my gratitude toward Pinnacle, and it's just been a dream come true.
Stick around, the finals of the Remax North American Long Drive Championship continues. Welcome back to the finals of the 1997 Remax North American Long Drive Championship here in Mesquite, Nevada. Here's the defending champion, the man who hails from Alberta, Canada, Jason Zuback, with his 47-inch shaft. But Mike Abbott, the number to beat is still 405, posted earlier by Sean Pfister.
Well, Jason Zuback has shown great confidence throughout the whole competition. In the early rounds, he bombed the ball over 400 yards, really got the crowd going. He's done with this competition with so much ease as he walked into the finals.
Earlier in the semifinals, look at that. What happened to the club head?
He has amazing power. The club head comes flying off, but he still hits it 410 with the club head flying off.
That is an unbelievable drive with the club head snapping. He's not very tall, but he is explosive, eh?
He gets his power really from how strong his lower body is.
It's getting chilly like an Alberta Clipper.
He should feel right at home. This is summer weather there for him. I mean, but it's so important to stay loose and so important to stay warm, so he's ready, though. And what a performance he's put on so far. I mean, in the first 3 rounds, he's hit it over 400 yards in each of the 3 rounds.
First ball is center cut right in the grid. He likes it.
A little unlucky there. That one flew actually 388 in the air.
389 flew right there.
389 is the official measurement here. Jason says the hardest thing about long drive is continually warming up and cooling down. Well, cooling down won't be a problem, but stop, start, that's really what he means.
Exactly, and he has one of those golf swings that is based on timing. He stands a little far away from the golf ball, and then he really creates a lot of his power from a very steep arc that he swings the golf club on.
Club head speed clocked at 156 miles an hour. His first drive, 389, so he is tied for second with Frank Miller.
In contrast to some of the really good technical golf swings you'll see, Jason has one of those swings that's sort of long in the backswing. It's pretty straight up and down, but he really can control his power. And to get it to swing at 156 miles an hour where the club is swinging so straight up and down, again, is a credit to how good an athlete that he really is.
Hits it long, it's headed right, he's hoping, leaning. Oh, wow. That was huge.
That one flew 395 out of bounds.
You know, Jason, he played hockey, he played football, he played badminton, tennis, baseball. He was a good athlete. He talks about his pre-shot routine. He says he thinks about alignment, ball position, positive mental images, visualization of the intended shot. How can you think about all that and still pull the trigger?
Well, you probably can. What he probably does is he does pare it down to just visualizing the way he wants his golf ball to fly.
If that stays in, it's big. That's out there in that other bunker. Had that been straight, that would have carried past Sean Pfister's mark of 406 by 10 yards.
Here's where he's got to get it dialed in. He's got to get his aimer right. He's got one of those swings where sometimes the ball goes a little left, sometimes it starts to the right. All depends on that angle of approach. Now he's got to get his aim right because his last 2 balls have carried respectively 395 and 400 yards. Just got to find the grid with one.
You mean like that one? Look at him. Is he pumped? Holy cow. Needs a roll. He's got it. Look at him.
He found his aimer, that's for sure, because the 2 previous ones would equally go to that distance.
Unbelievable. How about it? Is that some heat?
Bring it! He's got a free run at this last one.
Quiet, please. Thank you.
Pops it up. On his 5th ball, the defending champion, Jason Zuback. He's in first, and that will be tough to beat. Think the crowd is not into tonight's competition? More than one maple leaf here. The Canadian, our neighbor to the north, back in first, trying to successfully defend his Remax North American Long Drive Championship. 2 competitors yet to try to beat 415. The notion that there's gold in them there hills convinced early pioneers to rush westward in the hopes of staking their claim. Fueled by similar instincts, 48 of North America's premier long drivers made their way to Mesquite, Nevada, with intentions of hitting it big. Tonight, our 6 finalists, including defending champion Jason Zuback, will set the night sky ablaze as they fire away from the jackpot. The hunt is on. The champion takes home $50,000. Welcome back to Nevada's rising star, the growing city of Mesquite. 4 down, 2 to go. Up next, Jerry James. Keep in mind, 4:15 is the mark to beat. Mike Abbott, very interesting. You notice that the shaft is shorter than most.
He's using a 45.5-inch driver, which is shorter than most of the players in the competition. The reason being, he's not as supple.
394 in the semifinals for a man who has been the favorite in this long drive competition over the last couple of years.
Jerry certainly has been disappointed over the last couple of years, not performing well. This year, quietly, methodically, he worked his way through the early rounds and got into the finals.
For James, a little bit, Mike, of a mental exercise, controlling his own ego, and he says putting up with some of the others. Our 5th competitor. His first swing, 4:15, the number to beat.
Again, one of the better golf swings you're going to see here tonight.
Why? Why? What makes it one of the better swings?
Well, you can just see how he's got great rhythm to it. His swing matches his posture. The club works up and around his body. There's no hitches in his swing.
389 for Jerry on his very first ball. Qualified in the semis with a drive of 394 on his second swing.
One thing we've always wondered, or at least I've wondered in the last couple of years, is the way he's moving. Everything is going so slow and deliberate. Then he's going to try to create an enormous amount of speed. And you almost like to go up to him and push him. I mean, he's sort of a big guy, so I wouldn't really want to push him. But to give him a little nudge to say, "Come on, Jerry, hit one a little harder," because he definitely has the potential. He was a favorite the last 2 years. Disappointed, did not make it to the finals the last 2 years. This year he came in a little more confident, and he's really performed.
This one's got a little right to left arc on it, needs to hang back in there, and this one's out of bounds. How does he hit it so long? His longest recorded drive is 454 yards, yet his club hit speed's only about 118, 120.
Well, that really speaks to the squareness of which he makes contact, and that you can take a little lower speed, and if you hit it dead solid perfect, you're going to get that maximum distance.
This one coming back.
This has got a chance if it gets the right part of the grid.
Mike, how much is temperature a factor now? We definitely have lost some degrees.
Well, we have, and that's really not allowing the players to really produce the speed they want because they're getting sort of tight.
366 for James on his third drive. $150,000 in the open division of this Remax Long Drive Championship. $50,000 when we crown our champion in just a little while, and Jason Zuback trying to successfully repeat. His 4th and 5th out of bounds Jerry's 6th now, Mike. What does he have to do?
Oh, I would throw it up in the air, but he's gone to a little longer driver that he doesn't control as well. So I think what you're going to see when he's picked up this longer driver, you see he's slowly moved his setup more to the right. So he's definitely playing for a shot that's going to go right to left. So he's looking for more of the low rope than the high floater. There's the rope.
Starts it out to the right. Needs to hang on and needs to get a good roll. So 389 will be the best on his very first ball for Jerry James. And as you check our leaderboard, only one man can beat our leader, and he won this event back in '93. Plus, when we come back, we'll tell you how you can qualify for next year. Welcome back to the finals of the Remax North American Long Drive Championship. 5 down, 1 to go, and only the 1993 Long Drive champion Brian Pavlitt can unseat our defending champion.
Brian really is one of the great swingers you're going to see in long drive. And I'll tell you what, he keeps it pretty interesting as well. He's using a 7-degree lofted driver from Yonex, which he's used for the last 6-7 years.
Brian's road to the finals, 435 in round number 1. Don't waste it. 399 in the semifinals.
Brian's the kind of guy that really likes the excitement of it. Likes to wait till the last ball if he can to try to pound one out there, and he did just that in the semifinals.
He's one of the guys in the long drive competition who really seems to enjoy the pressure, actually thrives on it.
He enjoys that. That's what kind of gets him pumped up. He's got a great golf swing with great balance, but he really likes when it gets heated up for him.
You mean like now? Brian's first 2 out of bounds. Here's 3. Actually admits that controlling his own emotions and adrenaline are the biggest problems when he's competing like this.
Which is probably one of the reasons why typically in each round that he's had, the first 2-3 shots don't get in the grid, and then he calms himself down a little bit to let a lot of his natural ability take over. This guy's a great pair of hands on him, and really that's where he gets his speed from.
If this one comes back, it could be good. It's leaking to the right, and it's out of bounds. Brian 0 for 3.
You can't let the psychological effect of this get to him now, where he's got one ball to the right, one ball to the left, where he's playing any guesswork. He's got to try to eliminate that, collect himself, and just go back to his good golf swing. He almost has to eliminate those first 3 drives as though they were just warm-ups. He's getting ready for the last 3.
Behind Brian, you get a good look. He likes it. He's walking back, leaning just a little bit. Stay in.
$394. Repeat, $395.
And that will put him in the 3rd spot.
Now he's got one in the grid. He's got one 394, 395. Now's the time where he can pump up that hand speed just a little bit more. He's got to get it in the right place on the grid and see if he can get one over 400. I think he's going to do it.
$15,000 for 3rd, $25,000 for 2nd, and $50,000 to the winner in this $200,000 Remax North American Long Drive Championship.
It's certainly not surprising to see Jason Zuback in the lead. Our host, Art Sellinger, predicted a victory for him. The guy just has great talent.
He was the 1993 National Long Drive Champion.
389 yards to keep 389.
Now, if there's a guy who likes being at the last ball, it's Brian Pavlett. He did it in the first round. He did it in the third round, or the second round, excuse me, where he hit it 401 to beat John Lindeman to advance into the semifinals. Now here he is down to his last ball, the last ball of the competition.
That's it. It is over. Jason Zuback successfully defends his championship.
Jason Zuback came in confident. Art Sellinger announced he was going to win. Everybody knew he was the man to beat, and he performed great.
A tremendous grassroots effort. Over 5,000 tried to qualify just to make it here tonight and reach the final 6. And I know that all the competitors that have enjoyed this very special week would like to thank the thousands of Remax professionals for the notion that there's gold in them there hills convinced early pioneers to rush westward in the hopes of staking their claim. Fueled by similar instincts, 48 of North America's premier long drivers made their way to Mesquite, Nevada, with intentions of hitting it big. Tonight, our 6 finalists, including defending champion Jason Zuback, will set the night sky ablaze as they fire away from the jackpot. The hunt is on. The champion takes home $50,000. Tonight's program has been brought to you by Remax for the maximum in real estate service. Look for Remax, the real estate leaders. By Great Southern Life. Whether it's on or off the course, you'll get the most distance from your life insurance with Great Southern Life. We're in this for life. By the Club Glove, the #1 golf travel bag used on all major U.S. tours combined. And by Soft Spikes brand golf cleats, the next golf cleat on all professional tours. There you've got it. They love the competition in the finals of the Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Hi again, everybody, from my right over across the way. Representing the 47,000 Remax agents all across North America and Canada, Mike Reagan from the home office. And, of course, our defending champion now. He'll come back and try to three-peat. Jason Zuback, his girlfriend Jody, is back along for the second straight year. Co-owners of Long Drive, Art Sellinger and Randy Souza alongside. And from GTE, we used to say the power's on. The power's been on here all night long with the Long Drives. Jeff Gilpin, the Director of Marketing for GTE Long Distance, the presenting sponsor. And Randy and Art, speaking of presenting, what do we have first?
Well, Jason, I just can't tell you what a great effort. I saw your dedication the whole week. I know you came here to defend your title. You hit some unbelievable shots. I think you hit a half a dozen balls over 400. I can't say congratulations enough, and I know Randy's got a little something special for you.
A little something, 50,000 something there, Randy.
That's right. Jason, congratulations. The second time. It seems like we were here last year at this time. $50,000, the biggest purse in Long Drive history, and we're glad to give it to you for a second time.
Congratulations. Great job. Mike Reagan from Remax. What do we have? Second straight year, the crystal has gone to the Jason Zuback trophy case.
That's right. Jason, on behalf of the 47,000 Remax professionals working in 21 countries around the world, we're pleased to stand with you again here this year and present this great trophy. Hopefully you have space at home for another one.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
What'd you think about there when you saw that ball? I mean, you were halfway down the runway.
I was, Jim. You know, this competition is the best in the world. You saw the final six. Four have been past national long drive champions, North American champions, and it was incredible. I hit a good ball, and I was pretty pumped, and I wanted to follow it down the fairway. I liked it so much.
I think you'll be pretty happy when you see your reaction, and it seems as if you brought a lot of hockey fans from Canada here to the Remax.
Definitely. I brought a lot of people from my hometown. A lot of Canadians have come down to support me, which I appreciate greatly. I have to take my hat off. It just in our banquet, I alluded to the quality competition, quality sponsorship, quality organization. Art and Randy, they do the best job in the world at doing this. Organizing an event North American in scope is a daunting task, and they do it beautifully. I just have to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, and it gives me the chance to earn a little extra money.
Well spoken from a quality champion, all right? We'll say happy holidays, and we'll say so long from Mesquite, Nevada for the 1997 Remax North American Long Drive Championship. Happy holidays, everybody.